up here.
10 o'clock. I have no idea how to get rid of this.
Well, I'll take a look at it. Good morning, everybody. We got Todd back in the house.
How you doing?
He's hiding in the corner over here. Bob, there you go. There's his hand.
Sorry.
For those of you guys who don't know Todd was on the pits and the floor for 30 plus years. So he's here to explain to me how to buy and sell with my hands.
Yes. And get short.
And get short. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. All right, let's go take a look at the indexes here. The Nasdaq. So yesterday we were coming out of this full 50% retracement short, but it's very hard for me to often give weight on these full 50% retracement shorts because we just don't see many of them complete. But yesterday, really after failing from that level Wednesday, there was a kind of retest, and we didn't quite get all the way up there. But as soon as we opened, any attempt of any support levels was quickly destroyed as the first hourly candle was 264 points straight down. The next hourly candle was 256. So between these two candles, 500 points basically through those overnight lows, and we are going to be approaching what is the negative 23% profit target 24, or I should say 48 hours after trading that full halfway back short, which was 25,840s, and then your downside target is 25,000. Now, because we are completing that overnight short, I mean, we got two situations. It is a Friday. Remember those levels that Perry had mentioned in his trade plan about the 1 DTE expected move. I believe he said it was at 24,870 area. I'm going to have to go back and look. But really everything below this profit target, I think you're a little scared to want to get short down here, in my opinion. It's just we've traveled pretty far, and we're going to be completing this profit target. Should be very close to the open. It is right now. I do have an order below on that profit target, 25,018, and then yesterday's sequence. So my first attempt yesterday was long, and I quickly found out that was not the direction that the market anticipated and flipped short. And we were able to capture this move here at 1020 and get short down into lows. Now, there was this support level I was looking at in the prior day, 25,272. And what it looks like we've ran into, and this is going to be key here all day. Let me I can actually get rid of the extended session for a moment. The series out of basically the high of Wednesday can be seen as regular trading hour session only. Let me get rid of my studies too. So we had this first halfway back short at 315, and that just slid. Then we went into an extension that was aggressively front run into the close, and then off the open, the low from 4 o'clock in the prior day to low traded, it pierced, but then we rolled over. As soon as we rolled over, we went all the way down to a negative 100. This is the same anchor new low I actually sold into at its 38. We also traded a full halfway back short for the day. There was definitely orders at both of those sequences separately. But then what ended up happening is there's two different variations you could draw. There was extensions getting sold from the 940 low of the prior day that got sold into at the close. You can see there was participation here at the 38. Then we rotated up to the 50. There was participation there. That also lined up with the 38 of the anchor from 4 o'clock. So there was a 4 o'clock anchor from Wednesday. There was the 940 anchor. Both of these sequences have their own set of individual buyers and sellers, but what we're going to use that more aggressive sequence here today. The downside negative 23% profit target was 25,106. That 25,106, once we've completed it, we can anticipate that we will eventually get a same anchor new low, and right now if that were to trade, that would bring us all the way back up. The 50% would be 25,324. And you can bet that is going to have a series of sellers. Now, if you guys remember, every time we've come down, I've said we're going to snap back to that lower mid at some point during the day. We did it on Tuesday. We snapped back to that green line. We did it on, immediately off the open on Wednesday. Then we actually snapped back to the mid yesterday. Once we started trading below that lower mid, at the end of the day, you get that snap back. And when you do, that's ideally where you'd rather go short. I just realized I have here we go. That's ideally where you'd like to go short. Now, moving on to today, this anchor here from the 940 low to low will eventually play, and we're going to have that same lower mid right at that resistance we're looking for. So today, if you want to be patient, the trend has been lower, and if we're looking for that next measured move, it is absolutely going to be at this extension level. And 25,324 is the 50, and 25,265 is the 38 right now for the NASDAQ. So that's what I have. Below us, they have that negative 23. I would even watch the old negative 61. Okay, I'm going to mark that up here as well, just with a dash green line. So that's another anticipated potential reversal level. And then all the way down at Perry's zero day till expiration options expected move, which I said I believe is 24,870 area, but he'll post that in the Discord once it's up and rolling. Moving on to the ES. Now the ES also traded a full 50% retracement on Wednesday, and then our downside target, which we can pay attention to here, is going to be 6,700. So we're going to set an alert at that 6,700, and I think, off the open, if we can come down, sweep just a little lower, a little bit more of a panic down below into these profit targets, then we may have that potential to get a deeper reversal. But if we actually end up trading higher first, I consider that more bearish. So the ES's series comes from the extended session actually being turned off. Same thing. So we're gonna have to go to a 5-minute, turn off the extended session, and it's the same thing. Coming out of the highs, the ES really rolled over first on Wednesday. We made a high. We failed to make a new high at what was 130 while the NASDAQ was making new highs. That was our first sign of weakness. There was some divergence. And then we really just rolled over hard starting around 320. We went into an extension. That extension traded its 38% retracement and then just blew through targets completely the next day. That new extension began from the 4 o'clock low to low. This is also what I sold into. This is the short we caught yesterday. Okay, so we sold into that short. Then that short ended up completing here. That was at negative 23% profit target, completed really quick. You can see we went sideways for 25 minutes and then just making new lows actually began new extension shorts that led us all the way down until we finally broke them at what was 1250. At that point in time, we had a 78 reversal. For those of you guys who've been following me for a long time, this is a really rare, but basically you break an extension and then trade a 78. We rotated all the way back to the top into, again, that same extension. So once again, here today, we're going to be looking and paying attention to this extension anchor. It seems to be pretty important. That downside target was going to be a 67.13, which we completed in the overnight session. Let me swing back to here. You can see that's the current low. We will look for here in the future, we will look for this same anchor to its new low. This same anchor to its new low at that point in time, 67.53 half and 67.66 would be those support levels. Okay. Otherwise, looking for moves down to 6,700 and then 66.90 is just a prior low. I have a couple of different variations of supports. And if we look at oil and gold, there we are. I just picked up.
Just hit that.
What hit what? Oh, Is that from yesterday? I'll have to take a look at that. So gold here has been in completed a halfway back long in the overnight session. So let me just back out a bit. We're also coming into the mid NCL, the midpoint of the prior day. I have a bid there. So gold rallied out of lows on Wednesday, and since it rallied out of lows on Wednesday, the Tuesday, Wednesday low traded a 50% retracement, and then we rotated all the way up into our negative 23% profit targets at 40.11. We then traded all the way halfway back long again yesterday into the close with another test overnight. We then rallied up. We've broken out of shorts, and then this swing low from the overnight low to high has traded here, and we're at that midpoint in gold. So I'm anticipating longs to continue off of this level. And if they do not, then I would expect us to retest this 39.92. 39.82 is the level. So if we can hold here, which we just went basically trend bar down, that'll bring support levels in. And then oil, this full halfway back long from Thursday's low to high in the midpoint are basically trading right here. So sellers off the open in the indexes, will move back to that. We do want to be paying very close attention to these zones here, 25,018 in the NASDAQ and 6,700 in the ES. I'm on gold and oil right now. Let's see here. Move my stop below that low in gold. I don't want that to come back down. Actually trade that full halfway back there. It's a nice sweep in gold. Gold's target here would be 40.34s.
I can't get that on Ninja, can I? My screen to look like.
With the charts?
Yeah.
You mean on Tradevate?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. We can figure it out. So you got to go here and then chart. So what we can do.
I have to short cells. They're so wide.
Yeah.
It takes up my whole screen.
So we can also like sometimes I'll put these like here, so you can go back and forth with them if you want. Where is that? And then put in a chart symbol. We can also save different layouts. I'll have to look at that, but yeah, you can save different layouts as well.
Right, I saw how to do that. I just can't figure out how to shrink my.
So you want to shrink that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Use previous settings.
I would just exit out of that. I'm not sure. Is that for your chart?
Yeah.
Grab that and then move it over. Yeah, you can move it over that way. Because that dome doesn't need to be.
Oh, so this is the chart.
Yes, and then it just looks whatever it's all fucking pinched out and shit. You're getting numbers all the way down to. Yeah. So like if you were to, it should display if you were to place an order either on MES or that, it'll display both ways. You just want it. The ATM is going to be yours is touch screen, right?
Yeah, 40.
Yeah. That's where that's going to be.
Plus 40 minus 40.
Yeah, that's so you just want to make sure that's it, and then so you can actually. I mean, it's going to be hard to display all of these at once. I mean, this screen is a little bigger than yours.
Yeah, I had it set up where all four of them were crossed, but
you can still add them here. So just add.
I had new chart. That's MES.
Well, I think that's your. Oh, you're saving this template.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'll show you what I did. MES one. We'll call it MES chart.
Good move off that mid there in the oil. See if we can get. Bum, bum, bum. All right, we're at that target in the Nasdaq. I just we'll see if there's any reactions to it, or possibly the ES needs to complete before we really get any moves. And then that old negative 61 is going to be 24,955. I would think we're pretty exhausted if we get down there. There's the ES completing at 6,700. I'd be very wary of any new shorts below these levels at this point in time. I think we will eventually snap into, unless we're just going to lose it today. If we just lose it today and end up down an extreme amount, then so be it. But it's very hard to. We will have an extension to extension sequence if that is the case. Okay, JavaScript here. Go back to that. I just want to see what that is. And so that just keeps popping up.
Yeah, that's. I can exit out. See how these don't line up, so you got to move them over. I had them perfect before, and I don't know what happened. Can't move them. You have to reset the whole thing.
They should move. So wait, I click this, dismiss all.
See how you only get it.
Click this again. Yeah, I don't know why that. Just exit, just XXX. All right, we're at the negative 61 of the extension from prior day. Let's see here. Yeah, why is that?
It's like just completely redo all, take them off and redo them, make them skinnier when I put them on.
It's not like here. Let me try. I feel like
It just doesn't make sense.
maybe go lower. I've never seen that, but yeah, I mean the only thing you can do is like want to overlap them, but I think it's just automatically making them equal distant. It's automatically creating them to be
Right.
the same size.
Now I wonder if I take them off.
So before you could do it,
Yeah, I had it up there before. I don't know why.
if you want, you can download Ninja.
It is Ninja though.
No, that's Tradeovate. They're owned by Ninja.
Oh, this is Tradeovate?
Well, it says it's giving you Web Ninja Trader, but yeah, that's the
I
Tradeovate
could have
platform.
sworn I downloaded Ninja.
You might have. You do have it. You do have it.
But see, this is the.
Try logging in there. We could do it. All right, so we're down at this negative 61 here. I have gotten long, and then we're also at this lower level I had in the ES 6690. So we'll see if we can invert this fair value gap. First 10 minutes is selling pressure. I think these people are in the hole here, but the most aggressive thing I would see is yesterday's low to low. The most aggressive thing. Because we're down at this negative. So if we can't get back above this, get rid of that. So we should, if we should immediately trade back into the 1225 low to low here. This ES is the same low from October 22nd, which I forgot what the event was on that day, but that was like really the last hard sell-off here. Phone notifications before anything start. Because you're probably already running it.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Let's try to get it.
Just set it up on Ninja. 25,057 is where I'm going to target. Much. You probably just did it so many times.
I'm sure.
I've done that before.
David, we're gonna get this. Close them. Where are they opened? Won't let me uninstall because
Why?
they're open somewhere. I don't even know where.
I hit Control Alt Delete and then Task Manager, and then scroll down, see if you can see Ninja. And then End Task. Yep. Well, holding a higher low there and catching a bid. Let's see if we can continue to go up to 57s, and then 67.17 would be my first stop. Any push through there is going to lead to a bigger squeeze. We'll see if we can get above those halfway back shorts from the open as well. That should be a good confirming sign that the selling this morning is over for now.
So which one do I want to install? It's Ninja.
NinjaTrader 8. Let's see, what does that flat folder say? Click that. I would just try it right from the website, because I don't know what that. Yeah, I would just delete anything that says NinjaTrader and then
How do you do it?
go back to the folder. Maybe search NinjaTrader on the bottom. How did you get there before? There you go. And then file location. Maybe delete it from there. It's in your OneDrive, so.
That's where you do not want it. They said that's the problem.
Oh.
You gotta uncheck OneDrive because it fucks everything up. They said.
Is that what NinjaTrader told you?
Yeah.
I mean, you had the option there.
Yeah.
I think you're good now. If we swoosh down here, there'd be one more push. I think maybe that you got that 870 level Perry had, and then next fib level I would have is 24,814s. And that'd be the negative 100 of the extension. 955 will probably move.
And I can't move how they're moving around. So like this, is this the one right here?
Yep. Yeah, you always want to make sure you're downloading it from the website, not some third party.
Yeah.
Download. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna move my stop up in Nasdaq below the low of the day currently. I don't want to see it get back there. So these once again, this 1 minute average to range, you have to be wider, so size down if you want, or if you feel like you're uncomfortable, because this 1 minute ATR is basically 70 points on the 1 minute chart. This is a much different market than we saw 2 weeks ago, where you didn't have that type of 1 minute size or its size on the 5 minute. So it's just extreme, there's just much bigger moves here, guys. Much bigger moves. Looks like you're getting there. I'm glad you're not in this trade. I probably would have lost.
Yeah, same with yesterday. When you got lost.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, I was so done. I'm like, fuck it, I can't. See, this is except couldn't I use OneDrive? This is the problem.
Oh, because so you're automatically downloading to
OneDrive.
OneDrive. Maybe
Fuck me, man, I do that.
let's search your OneDrive and maybe just turn it off completely. OneDrive, yeah. Yeah. Or you know what? When you go to download, does it give you an option of where to download it to? Let's go back to the downloads or the original. I can see why that wouldn't work, but that's also
Go back to downloads.
yeah. So go back to the original page on Chrome. If you just go to your Chrome browser, we can pull up downloads and And yeah, you're probably gonna have to go to the Ninja page, and then we'll see if it gives you a file location selection to. Great reaction here in CL now. That's been so far the best of what we got. Let me show you guys something here in CL, especially those of you guys who are in the boot camp. Look at this hourly chart. This is something I like to check. If you look at this hourly chart, I checked this morning. This indicator where I like to see the moving average of the startup trading momentum indicator above the zero line. So we're just above the zero line, and that's why you're getting that really clean reaction. The momentum has been up. I mean, we bought that level, and it has just gone basically up immediately since. Okay, NinjaTrader download. It's main page. Log in. Our NASDAQ target at 25,055 is coming up here. And this is kind of make or break for the continuation of extremely aggressive shorts. If we break above 57s, there is a much bigger squeeze here. So if you want to stay long, you can. If you want to, I don't know if we're going to go up in a straight line, but if we crack 57s, which is really not something I would sell into, if we crack 57s, we're going to trade up to, my anticipation would be really the prior day low, and then potentially the gap fill later today would be my anticipation. But I don't think that's going to happen in a straight line. So there's going to be more entry opportunities. So I am trading out at resistance. We're technically still in a downtrend. If we break those levels, we would break one of the sequences. Oh, you're getting the full instruction book on how to do that right now, huh?
Just trying to get the
We'll figure it out before. We'll figure it out.
open each folder in the same window, open each folder in its own window.
We're at the 38s of the extensions in both the ES and 67 half. This is the most aggressive sequence you could possibly get if you're short. Definitely want to see some pressure up on here. $10. I'm moving my stop up to even on the NQ. If I get taken out, then so be it. I'm not really interested in seeing that trade move against me at this point in time. It hasn't been the best reaction, so I'll just take it out for break even. Because we're coming off these 38s, which is not something I want to see being long. So tightening up my exposure. This is your OneDrive folder right here, no?
This is
No, that's badge.
shares.
right? Got taken out at NQ for basically break even, little couple points. Just had to not. I just didn't want that to go against me. I mean, we're moving so fast here still. We'll see if we make new lows. The opposing short is still valid. That's why I tightened up there because we did react, and that reaction gives us a potential new downside target. 24,820 to 20. That 24,870 level, that level that Perry gave. I keep saying that. I could be wrong on that. I think that's what he said. If anybody remembers what he said from my video, you can confirm with me. But the 0 DTE expiration last time we opened a week on highs and closed on lows. This is, I just realized I was muted when I was talking, but we are in a pretty serious reversal. We are going to be coming down into this 24,414 in the Nasdaq. I'm pretty firm believer of that. And then any deeper pullback would be, I mean, maybe 23,000 area. That's getting ahead of myself, but we'll have to see how it plays out. We're definitely, I'm thinking we are definitely going down to 24,414 next week, though. Unless we stage some super comeback rally here. This is a pretty important level. This 24,878. That is a weekly 38. A weekly 38. Take a look at the VIX. I got a VIX target I'm watching that is actually, is it completed yet? Oh yeah. We are coming in. Let's see here. See if that's a little bit of sweepage. Can we get some sweepage? Okay, so I'm gonna go down this 1 minute time frame. New low into some potential supports in a reversal. I'm gonna give this a read long here. Damn it. Move fast. Please give me an entry. I know it. We can push back through these 57s. And we So let me show you guys this VIX. The VIX had this halfway back long on Wednesday. I was actually looking for resistance in the indexes when the VIX traded, but it wasn't until the indexes actually traded full halfway backs that the VIX stopped. But the way these programs work is they still take profits at negative 23. So this is an alert I had in the VIX. The VIX has completed its profit target despite breaking its long. So positions are exiting the VIX, and we could very well come full halfway back from Wednesday's low to high down to 2005. And then when that 2005 trades here in the VIX, we'll find our resistance in the indexes. But this is what's kind of giving me this anticipation. Let me show you some divergence here. So we had a new low in the indexes. There was right now no new low, no new high in the VIX. If we start taking out this low, that's just going to shoot the market higher. So no, this is also something I taught in boot camp the other week, last week actually. We have no new high in the VIX. We have a new low and a new low in the ES and the Nasdaq. So there is divergence between the VIX. But not only is it just random, it's not random divergence. It's not some random level. This is the profit target of the full halfway back long. It is also the weekly extension, the 38% retracement of the 2024 high to high. Okay, I do think we'll eventually hit the 50, but there's still a lot of consolidation right here. So all of these things are coming into play right now. And we've also completed higher time frame targets. So I would absolutely, as soon as we start breaking above 57s, which it's going to be, there was a 38 test that drove us to the new low, divergence in the VIX, immediately start getting back up. Okay, the upside move here, if we can push through a couple more resistance levels, realistically we could get as high as the prior day low. I think 25,198, but it's going to be 25,151s, 25,198, and then 25,234 are going to be the magnets above us as long as we continue to bid. But you're definitely going to want to see a one-time cycle rotation out of highs. The VIX needs to stay below its low. And if it can do all that, then we're going to get the move. Am I muted? I am not muted. I don't know when you asked that. Unless I am muted. You tell me. I don't think I'm muted. Let me check my YouTube, people. No one's even said anything today. Yeah, because I only have so much screen space, so sometimes I don't appreciate it. Now everybody's coming through, keeping me pumped. Keep me pumped. Here's that push. That's what we like to see. But yeah, so we had the most aggressive series, had its anticipation. We checked down, sweeping new low, instant hammer. There was a decent amount of volume there. I don't watch volume like from a number standpoint, but this 5 minute, and then once again, like I said, those divergences, the VIX being at that negative 23% profit target. Okay, that's important. Literally tagged it. No new high in the VIX, new lows in the indexes, and that's how I was looking at this 1 minute time frame. And this is a little bit of a different entry sequence, like what I just got. There's not a halfway back in here. It's just these clean big bars. So the only thing you can kind of do if you're gonna try to catch a move like this is get long and then you're just defending this low. Like you're thinking that we're not gonna get back. There's Perry's positioning levels. Let's take a look at that. Maybe we ran into something he's got too. All right, you got the QQQ. Actually, we did hit the expected move. I had it wrong. What you looking for, Toddy?
No, it's just
Nothing, just looking. Yeah, so the 1 day expected low was also there. You had 605s here. So let's see if we can get into value area, and then we'll have a potential 80% rule, I believe. If we can pop 2 TPOs in there, and then the value area high is all the way up at 25,270 area. and that would be even above where I'm looking. So keep that in mind. Potential. Oh, you know what is that? I think never mind. I think that's overnight value areas that I was looking at. It is. It is. We would need to get all the way up into. Yeah, value area low is all the way up at 20,197. But we're getting back into the overnight value areas, I guess, here. Still need to breach 25,057. That's what I'm looking for. Boom, boom. We got the recipe, just need to let it cook. Um, well, yeah, you fix something,
Yeah.
but that's still that's not Ninja.
What is it?
That's Tradeovate. But it's working.
So Ninja's better than Tradeovate?
No, I mean it's personal preference. That works. That's what you want. That's the dome, though. Those are domes.
Right.
So yeah.
So I have to go to Ninja. So I'm gonna save this. We're gonna call it.
The problem with dome, like I used to trade off a dome, but now they move so fast
Yeah, so fast.
that like it's like not really helpful.
Right. Okay. So here we're gonna call that Tradeovate. So to go to Ninja, we're gonna X out of this. Ninja desktop. Ninja desktop download. Ninja desktop. Yeah.
Nah, it's just Ninja Trader. It's on their site. Still coming off that level in the VIX. Okay, watch the VWAP levels, Perry says. If we can get above that, +0 and +1. So the VWAP, it's going to line up. So we got VWAP here at 25,100 and then 67.19s. But here's that, look at that VIX rolling back. The VIX is below the open. Below the open. Move my stop up on this CL. See if we can push above that VWAP. Get a little flippy. Little flippy. and then download. All right, when you click download, and then does it automatically just pick the folder? Oh, I think this is your folders. Oh, go here, downloads. Okay, folders. This PC. Okay. It looks like it should be on this PC. All right, and then open. Kind of looks like it's gonna work to me. Accept. It's fine.
Oh, click to install.
So, program files. I don't. I think that's suggestion. That I think that's
Should be
fine.
okay.
Yeah. If it said OneDrive. The moment of truth. Yes.
Just want to make sure I'm doing this right, where I don't get.
Yeah, so you don't have to do it all over again. Well, you're not gonna get a virus from that.
No, I'm not worried about that. I just want to make sure. OneDrive, I just don't. OneDrive's bad. I think I made a shit on here though. Let me make sure.
All right, we've come into the full halfway back long from lows in both indexes, and they've got a bid so far. We still, like I said, we still need to get to that 57s. We weren't able to get through it up here at this 10 at 1017. This will push us up though. 25,150 would be my anticipated target. Let's see if we can get it.
Still it, right?
Yeah, open up Ninja. It's on your computer. Should be an icon.
It automatically starts to trade away.
No way. Wait, go minimize the whole thing. And then what happens when you click NinjaTrader? That opens that web browser? I don't think you clicked it. There it is. So you logged into this and it went to that? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I think it's gonna work. Unless it's stuck in the OneDrive again. Motherfucker. Wait, what does it say?
OneDrive documents.
No. Where does it say could not file?
Unhandled exception. Could not find file. See user Todd OneDrive.
Yeah. The problem is deeper than we anticipated. It's probably those instructions to uncheck the.
Prop trading is not prop trading.
No. It has something to do with that file locations. Unfortunately, annoying. Thank you.
Oh, what is this?
It's just a web base. I mean,
It is
what it is, but we can get charts on that, which is what you want.
Yeah, I do. I'm just gonna have to call them. I love there's no number to call. I hate this fucking company. They don't have a phone number.
That's like every company these days.
I know.
They don't have support.
No.
Support's too expensive to operate.
So I could get my thing to look like that on here.
Similar. Because those aren't separate instances. I don't know if you can.
So I did the dome. You do it differently than the dome?
Those are charts.
Super dome?
No. A chart. You gotta go to chart.
So
I think you can put it anywhere.
So I could take this out and put it in a chart and then trade on the chart.
Yep.
Well, so then why don't I just do that?
That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, that's easy. I can do that.
Yeah, we can figure that one out. myself. All right, I'll unmute myself. We were just talking about some off-camera details. All right, so that extension just completed here. I ended up flipping and going short down into those targets. So that's going to be the extension for the rest of the day. Also got out of oil and then gold just rolled over here on me. So I got out of oil on my entry, flipped. Here's this. I wouldn't be surprised to see us rotate up into the same anchor new low now that we've completed. Once again, that's a third touch of a trend line here too. So I think we could rotate back up a bit. I'm gonna get long for a move up into 24,979s. Seven. See.
So this is the line.
Yep.
This was only just get started. Plus,
Thank you. One thing I don't want to be as hungover as work tomorrow.
tomorrow, what do you get?
And still, I just don't want to drive home from
Oh,
work.
yeah.
You know, no reason to get super smashed.
Yeah.
I ain't got myself a fine a fine companion.
Yeah, I hate drinking too much and getting hungover. It's the worst.
Oh, it ruins your day.
It does. It does. It does. I'm ready to gummy. Makes me happy. No hangover.
Yeah.
I'm going out tonight with these guys. It's gonna be
What do you got going on?
it's
You
going
ever heard of a guy
out.
named David Metzer? Anybody ever tell you you look like him?
Oh,
I'll show you. He's like a business guru kind of guy.
yeah,
I'll show you.
sounds familiar. They told me I look like Vince Vaughn. No, I'm kidding.
You're Vince Vaughn's twin.
Wait a minute.
Is that you or
No
is that him?
fucking way are you saying this?
You know that guy?
I think he works out of. Does he work out of East Bank Club?
All right, this little line I have down here is the negative 100. And that's right, I just picked up that last little bit. This is the negative 100 of yesterday's extension. I believe, yes. Where are you? Yeah, we have completed the negative 100. So we're going to draw yesterday's low to low again. And move this discount level all the way down here. We'll see if we can rotate up into that same anchor new low extension. That would take us back to 24,970s. See where that negative 100 is for the ES. Not quite there yet. we are holding a low to low from this morning in the Nasdaq. We are holding the 940 low to low, and that targets 24,736 extensions to extensions. I mean, it's wild, the action. We went from extension to extension to extension to extension on Friday, higher, to the next day, all extension shorts, and then even continuing now through today. This is wild. If we don't hold the extension to extension, we will rotate back up into what is Friday's low to low. So it's straight down here or not at all. Straight down, or we're just going to go right back up to 24,940s.
this.
We are, guys, we are on the put wall
Oh,
that Perry had. You're good. This is the put wall for the QQQs. I don't know if it means anything. We're still inside shorts, but man, the move I want to trade is all the way up at 24,926. So maybe this gets us up there. We continue to dribble lower. Gold took off. Still long oil. Was like messing around with NASDAQ shorts, but I just took them off at this put wall. We're just pretty overlapping here. This is the current extension though. It is the 940 low to low. 940 low to low. And that downside target is a 24,736.